Um, Welcome, everybody. This is Randy Baxter. I'm the president of Asset Positioning Services, and we're going to be talking a little bit about some of the marketing things that I've been telling you about over the past couple of months for the Family Tree Asset Positioning Program. And what I want you to do is, you can chat, but with us while we're going here. But at the same time, take some notes and send me a personal email on your opinions and what you need. I really do want to help everybody. But there's so many licensees out there that I never can just get everything zeroed in on one group. So we've got beginners, we've got very successful people that are just knocking it out of the park, and then we have people that are struggling as far as implementing the marketing program. So we're going to be talking about that as we go. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Lisa, let's go on down to slide number 2. I have been talking to you guys and girls about Expertise TV, which is sort of like YouTube, except they focus on marketing funnels. And what we do is I've had them design 3 very good Facebook ads that you all have already seen. And if you haven't seen them yet, then don't worry about it right now. Send me an email and tell me you'd like to see them. Okay, but we're going to test those 3 emails right after Labor Day, and I'm going to spend $20 on each one each day through September on those 3 different Facebook ads and see which one gets the most response. I'm going to use my area and my name just to test it for everybody. So if you want to learn more about Expertise TV, just send me an email and let's schedule an appointment to talk about it. And then we'll go on down to the next page. And this is my friend Lisa de Ruyter. She's in South Africa, but she's very good at what she does. And what we're going to be doing here is if you decide you want to participate in this program, the ads that Lisa and I have built, and I say Lisa and I, what I really mean is Lisa, is that when you see this ad here in a few minutes, you and Lisa will be able to take my picture out, put your picture in, and your contact information. And we've built it so that all we got to do is change a couple of pages, and then if you run the Facebook ad, all the responses will come direct to you. So each licensee will be able to record over the landing page, and each licensee will be able to insert their photo and contact information and calendar. Lisa will do that for you. Okay, now that's not free. We can't afford to do it for free for everybody, but you'll schedule time with Lisa, and there's a prepayment of $149.95, and it'll give you 2 1-hour sessions, and one to go in and get it set up, and then another 1 hour to review it and tweak it and make it right. All I can say to you is that's if you could have that done anywhere else, it would cost you a whole lot more than $149.95. But we have to pay Lisa for her time, and we will have already done all the research, and we will have already done all the everything that needs to be done. Like I said, all you're going to have to do is go in and maybe record your voice over it like mine, and put your picture in there and put your contact information in there. So we've absorbed all the costs of this program, except for when it comes time for you to put yourself into this ad. So we'll go down to the next one, Lisa. So anyway, that $149 is so that you can insert your information and your photo, and to review the finished product and adjust it as needed. And if you want to go beyond the 2 hours, that's going to be up to you, and Lisa will work with you, but the additional time has to be billed in advance for $50 an hour. Once your landing page is complete, you'll be able to fund the social media ads as you see fit. We'll do that for you, or you can do it yourself. We just need to know what you want to do. And again, I'm not forcing everybody to go into social media ads or anything like that, but I've been telling you for months that we would have this done and have this ready And then, but I also have been telling you for months that I will only try to teach you what I know, and I'll only try to teach you what I do. And before I could show this to you, I had to learn it so that I could tell you I know it, and then I have to prove it so I can tell you that we do it. And I'll be honest with you, this program has probably cost about, I'm going to say $7,000 or $8,000 just to get set up. So when it comes down to you doing it for $149, I want you to know that I want it to be successful for you, and that we just wanted to learn how to do it first. So let's move on, Lisa, the next screen. So anyway, first thing we want to do is watch the video, and I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm saying make some notes and send me an email and tell me what you think, and we'll modify it some more. We've been tweaking it several times. So Lisa, if you'll go ahead and let them watch the video, let's do that. Ma'am. Welcome to the Family Tree Asset Positioning webinar. Thanks for joining us today. Let's get started. It's about what you might not know about your estate plan. Do you have an estate plan in place? Is it a will, trust, or the government plan called probate? Do you realize the heartache that can occur if you do not have a proper plan? And do you realize the full implications of probate court? Family Estate Docs? Who are we? We are America's leading platform for estate planning. We specialize in helping our clients find their true purpose for money by properly funding a properly executed estate plan. Who am I? My name is Randall Baxter, and I'm the president of Asset Positioning Services and the creator of a unique process called Family Tree Asset Positioning. I will help you design the proper estate plan for your family, naming the people in your life with whom you wish to share your legacy. Why choose us? The easiest, most convenient, fastest, and most affordable way for you to establish your financial and estate planning goals is with Family Tree Asset Positioning. In this process, you will learn about estate planning products that best complete your goals. You'll learn how to select the right people who will be in charge when you need them the most. You will have peace of mind that your wishes will be followed and your retirement plans will be a sure thing and not a maybe. You will determine the fairest distribution shares for the people you love. Your plan will be your true purpose for money. This will complete your Family Tree Asset Positioning project until the next relationship change, the next asset change, or the next health changes that are ahead for all of us. Let's talk about your current plan. Why you need to learn what you might not know about your current estate plan. Do you really want to meet this judge? Probate court. What is probate and why go through it? Making yourself aware of the difference between probate court, wills, and revocable trusts in many cases will lead you to the best decision. Let's talk about the possibility of aging parents. If you're a part of the sandwich generation, the Family Tree Asset Positioning process may become an asset if you are having an issue with aging parents. You may also find your aging parents very willing to establish estate plans of their own. They just have not gotten around to it. Why use the Family Tree Asset Positioning process? Our process helps you make the decisions of choosing the proper people to fill the roles in your estate plan. The roles will be trustee, successor trustee, executor, successor executor, financial agent, successor financial agent, healthcare attorney, and successor healthcare attorney. And we'll also help you determine this process, the beneficiaries, and the rules of distribution. The Family Tree Asset Positioning process does all that and more. We help you learn things you may not have been aware of in your current estate plan. When done correctly, you will also have opened the door to discussing present long-term care plans, income plans, current health status, and you'll be able to decide for yourself the proper directions to pursue and the proper funding paths to explore. Family Tree Asset Positioning has the potential to help you make the decisions you need to make. Why is your estate plan not in proper order? People know they have a problem, but it's just not top of mind. There's no sense of urgency, and you think it will cost too much. You did not know who to talk to. You have not scheduled the time to get involved in the decision, and you do not want to spend your spare time driving downtown, paying for parking, and having multiple visits to the law office. You want someone to bring the issue to the surface and make it an easy process. You know someday you'll get around to it. Why not today? You will become aware of what you need to know and place yourself in a position to achieve the peace of mind you seek. This process will cost less. Why not have your affairs in order? You will avoid probate court and heartache for your family, and you will secure your legacy. We will show you how to set the stage for the proper funding of the estate plan, which results in the proper decisions for property and casualty insurance, life insurance, health insurance, Medicare, annuities, IRA, 401k rollovers, long-term care, asset-based long-term care, and retirement planning. It's time to take the next step, a free consultation with me, Randall Baxter. You will receive an email and a message with a link to book your appointment. Because you watched this video, if you book your appointment today, I'm waiving the consultation cost of $250. Thanks for your time today. I'm looking forward to talking with you. Okay. Lisa, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so everybody else can too. I really appreciate all your comments on there. And Lisa and I will go in and discuss those things and make some of those changes. I think, but I really would like to hear it from you all in the form of an email too. Your input is just as important as mine. So, and I saw your comments on there, and we're gonna do a little more work on it, and we're gonna keep making it a little bit better. And then I'll send you another final copy. We won't do another group session on it, but you'll all get another copy. And all I need you to do is, and if I can do anything with all my licensees, is get you guys to give me feedback and just keep talking to me. Okay, so let's move on. Let's go on to the next page a minute. Okay, and remember now, this is not a required project, but I do when we get it finished, when you get your name and everything in there, and you'll have the right to have music or not have music or change the music, and we'll talk about that. All I want to do is see it before you run your ad, but you're not going to have to even run the ad until I run it, so that I can absorb whatever blows need to be taken, so that we can make this thing great and perfect. And what's going to happen when they so what happens is when they see the Facebook ad, it takes them to this, and then we Lisa, I think we're sending them they're going to want to make an appointment. We're going to send them an email to make an appointment, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so and this is not going to be released until all of us are pretty happy with it. Okay, so but it's getting better every time we do it. Okay, but we're going to test the ad before asking you to invest your ad money. But if you want to use this version, and we're going to go in and adjust it, you'll have to pay the $149 to adjust it to your liking. So anyway, don't worry about it right now. Just be sure that you talk to me. Okay, let's go on down the next screen. Okay, so like I said, I saw a comment on the $20 a day thing. I just picked that $20, and then some of you guys, it seem like you're pretty savvy in Facebook marketing, and I'm going to listen to you, and I'm going to appreciate what you say when you send me that email. That's okay. Let's move on to the next screen. Okay. So you've all heard me say over and over and over again that there's two types of approaches. One is you approach people who have done business with you in the past. And the other one is you approach people who have not done business with you in the past. If there's anything I could ever share with you that I think a lot of you all resist, it's the fact that over the past weeks and months, as long as you've been a licensee with me, I have tried my best to convince you that you know more now than the average Joe on the street, and you know more now than your family members and friends and business acquaintances. And once you understand and appreciate that, you're going to go to your people who have done business with you in the past, whether it's your plumber or your dentist or anything like that, and you're going to express to them the skill that you have. So and again, this ad is for people who have not done business with you in the past. I just want you to understand that I personally believe that everybody at this webinar right now has a market that they either are capitalizing on and making good money, or they have yet to recognize that market, or yet to acknowledge the fact that that market does exist without Facebook ads and social media marketing, and that you will change people's lives and help their families just by talking to them, following the process I have already taught you. Let's go on down to the next screen. And then what I just said is, for those of you who understand the value of approaching people who've done business with you in the past, this Facebook approach might not be necessary. And if you're not making a lot of money yet, don't spend a lot of money on the ad. Look at your natural market first. Anyway, let's go on down. So let's go down. Yeah, the next screen.
Can you see it?
So yeah, I can see question mark. I'm open to some questions. Do y'all have any questions right now? Just send me a note. There's 32 of you out there. Pop some questions in. If not, I'll move on, but I'll wait another 30 seconds or so here for a couple of questions. Well, I'm not going to wait long. All right, let's go on down to the next page. Okay. Now, okay. Gary, I appreciate that, and we'll talk about that, and send that to me in an email, and let's discuss it. Okay, so the next thing that we're looking at, and there is also a recruiting ad that we're going to be doing and building in September. But the next thing I want you to look at, and I want you to learn about this in two different directions. We've already had Jen Fishburne do the PowerPoint presentation for you. Now I'm going to do the PowerPoint presentation for you. And Jen's is different from mine because she's different from me, and each person that she talks to is different from the people that I talk to. And it's going to be the same. The same's going to be true for you. So what I want us to do now is just look at the PowerPoint for the sales presentation. And I've always called it, this is the Family Tree Asset Positioning go-to first interview, and Lisa's going to pull it up for us.
Can you see it, Randall?
I can see it.
Okay, should I play?
Yeah, go ahead. Welcome to Family Tree Asset Positioning, your first step to designing your estate plan. My name is Randall Baxter, and I'll be guiding you through this process. Thanks for meeting with me today, and I appreciate your time. Let's go over what we will discuss today. Firstly, we're going to draw your family tree illustration. Secondly, we will review your current estate plan. Then we will review health and income information. We're going to look at long-term care, income reviews, gaps, cliffs, and we'll ask you some health questions. And we're going to review your current estate plan to see if it's what you want for your family. Let's draw your family tree. We'll either be using a whiteboard, or we can just do it on a piece of paper. It's easier if you just want to do it on a piece of paper. On your current estate plan, it's about what you don't know. Lawyers usually charge between $2,500 and $4,000 for basic estate plans, and then charge about an hour for reviews and consultations after that. Family Tree Asset Positioning can provide lawyer-written estate plans, complete with all needed documents for a basic estate plan, for much less, and we can deliver it ready for witnesses in 1 week. The truth is, most people do not have the estate plan they want for their family. Why don't they have the estate plan they want? They're afraid it will cost too much. They do not want to take the time to go downtown, pay for parking, go to the 5th floor of a bank building to have a discussion about their estate plan, and pay a consultation fee even if they do not purchase a plan. They know an estate plan needs to be done, but they have not gotten around to it. No one has taken the time to explain the process in an easy to understand format, and they have not had an affordable offer made to them to implement an estate plan they designed with the proper questions and information. Next, we will discuss a few important concepts. We'll talk about a will, a trust, a power of attorney for finance, power of attorney for health care, and a living will or advanced care plan. Let's start with what is a living will? The document that tells everyone what your wishes are when you're defenseless and in a coma or a vegetative state. What is a power of attorney for health care? The document that gives a loved one the power to enforce the decisions you have requested. What's the difference between a durable power of attorney and a springy power of attorney? A springy power of attorney requires a personal physician and one other physician to agree that you should not be making financial decisions. 2 doctors have to agree and provide letters. This document allows other people to access your personally owned assets according to your predetermined wishes. Wills must be probated. Even a will designed as a pour-over will to accommodate a trust if the trust is not properly funded. Pour-over will accommodate a trust and never has to be changed again unless a change of executors is required. But in order to avoid probate court, things must be in the trust before the death of the trustors. Who in your family tree do you want to be executor? Who would be the successor executor? A trustor is the owner, grantor, and a trustee is the manager of a trust. The possible beneficiary arrangements can be equal, different, special needs, and have creditor protections. Have you ever experienced a long-term care situation with a loved one? Do you have long-term care plans? Now, let's do a quick income analysis. There are a few things you need to be aware of. The biggest fear people have when planning for retirement is that they could run out of money. Would you agree? So we need to talk about income streams. Some incomes are tied to assets like CDs, bank accounts, mutual funds, IRA, 401k accounts, and some are not tied to assets like Social Security and pension. So there are income streams tied to assets and income streams not tied to assets. Does that make sense? We should discuss 2 concepts that must be considered in retirement. I call these income gaps and income cliffs. First, let's look at income gaps. When we analyze income not tied to assets, an income gap is if we don't have enough income to pay expenses. But there are also income cliffs. The income cliff is an issue we must all face in the future. And there are 2 types of cliffs. First, the spouse dies and income goes down immediately, like adjustments in Social Security and pensions. And 2, spouse becomes ill and expenses increase immediately without an increase in income. There's one other factor that we need to consider. Our current health status is a primary factor in our investment choices. Would you agree? Have you or your spouse experienced any health problems, heart attack, stroke, cancer, Parkinson's disease, serious physical injury, AIDS or HIV? If you or your spouse have experienced these illnesses, you're closer to the cliff. It is important that that cliff is properly funded, and we'll come back to that later. Now you know about long-term care, income planning, and the importance of funding possible health problems as well. You should plan your gaps and cliffs with sure thing investments, not maybes. Let's discuss assets. All I need today is a ballpark estimate of your asset structure. You don't have to answer these questions, but I'll be a better advisor to you if you do. All I need is a ballpark. How much money do you keep in your bank account for monthly expenses? Do you have a savings account or money market account? What is the ballpark balance? Do you own any annuities? Tell me about your current life insurance, death benefits, cash values. Are you currently investing in your IRA or 401k? Do you have any non-qualified investments? I see you've done a pretty good job with your asset accumulation. Is there any reason you would not want to have your estate plan in order? I already have the information we need in your family tree. I can have this done for you and have it ready in a week. All I need is your payment information, and you will have your estate plan ready in a week. Next week, we will notarize and deliver your estate plan. When we meet next week, I have some ideas to share with you, but we need to do some research and run some numbers. Do you want to see your numbers? Thanks for your time. We'll meet again next week to finish this up. I sort of did this to you on purpose because I wanted you to hear what it is I try to accomplish in each one of my sales presentations. Most of you received an email from me, I think it was this morning, about something I had learned from Tony Robbins about, when I go in to make the sales presentation, I get psyched up. And mostly because I'm excited to do it, because I know, even though I've done this thing hundreds of times, the people that are coming to hear it have not heard it at all. And it's a lot of their decision process is going to be based on how well I entertain them and lead them through the decision process and build on things one item at a time. So, can we go down to the next screen for a minute, please, Lisa? So remember this, and I've said it to you several times, and not all of you have completed all the lessons yet. And then again, some of you haven't implemented the lessons yet. And then again, some of you have implemented the lessons and applied it to your own personal style and have done very, very well with it. But you got to remember that before I do this sales presentation, I have already handed those people the agenda. And it's going to overlap on the sales presentation. It's almost like you have two clear pieces of paper with printing on it. And when you set them down on top of each other, they overlap and coincide so that the people can follow the conversation. I've also given you the confidential. You don't have to give that to the client. And you're ready to draw the family tree on a piece of paper, but I've also included in the Family Tree Asset Positioning training on the RandallBaxter.com a lesson on how to use a whiteboard. Some of you don't need a lesson on it. I do. And that's why I like a piece of paper. And when I'm finished with it, I always tell everybody it looks like a fifth grader drew it, and they laugh and they giggle, and it takes some of the I don't think tension's the right word. Maybe I don't know what the word is, but if you can have your prospect or your client smile and laugh and relax a little bit, it's going to be easier for them to say, you're right, I want to get this done. But then I've also, one of the lessons in the 30-day mailing program is I go over all the power phrases, and you heard some of them in the presentation I just made. And you're going to present them with different intonation, different emotion, and eventually you're going to learn what works. But it's the power phrases and the confirmations in this process that gets people to, mom and dad, look at each other and say, you know what, this is our opportunity to get this done. Why don't we just go ahead and do it? It's affordable, and this guy seems to know what he's talking about. And you need to present that emotion and present that acknowledgement through the way you act and the way you behave and the way you show your sincerity. But if you don't personally feel it, they're going to know it. I've heard some of the presentations that some of y'all have done. The sincerity's not there yet. My advice to you is to mean what you say and to know that you're going to help the family, and that the best way for you to help that family is to be good at it. Let's go on to the next screen. So on this presentation, each licensee will be allowed you can insert your photo if you want to, and use the personalized information. You can put your voices in it. All I'm going to ask you to do is don't change, don't make the change to where it changes the video. This salesperson should not be changed other than personifications. The process and the formula, leave it alone. It works. I know some of you don't believe it, so you change it and then you don't get any sales. And so the advice is, hey, do what works. And some of it even makes you mad. I don't mean to make you mad. All I'm trying to do is show you that there are certain, I don't know what a good word is, but there are reasons why I say what I say when I say it. And if you will look at that and see why I say it when I say it and realize the power behind it, you'll understand why I call them power phrases. Okay. And I will tell you, only licensees will be allowed to use this. And the first one was $149.95. This one's $149.95 if you want to do the modifications in it with Lisa. And we can talk about it. All I need you to do is communicate with me. Let's go down to the next screen, Lisa. If you will just use this, even if you don't ever run a Facebook ad or don't ever use this PowerPoint or say, I don't even like that southern drawl that boy's got, or whatever it is, okay? When you do this sales presentation, perform it, mean it, know how important it is, and find out which of the two people, mom and dad, are listening the hardest. Find out who's closest to the cliff and find out who's got the biggest risk. These folks have been waiting to run into someone who has the skill and the personality to make them cope with what they cannot have a conversation among themselves very well because they don't know how to do it, and you do. What? I don't know if I said that right or not, but I tried. Let's go down the next screen. So, what's today? August 29th. The month's almost over. Let me tell you what I'm going to do September 1. I'm going to throw August away, and I'm going to, because August 1, my 90-day plan was August, September, October. I'm going to throw August away, whether it was successful or not. And I'll be honest with you, it was. And I want it to be that way for you, but it's almost over. So if what you need to think about is what's going to happen between September 1 and November 30th, right after Thanksgiving. That families are going to meet for Thanksgiving, and some of the kids haven't seen their parents in several months, and they're going to start realizing that there's the parents have changed a little bit. That maybe they're more forgetful. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're not washing their clothes as often. But anyway, if you will do the cycle of success that I've been teaching you, and some of you are doing it, some of you are doing very well, and some of you, well, if you come to me and say, hey, teach me what to do, and then I try to teach you what to do, and then you don't do it, it's your money. But just because you don't want to do it doesn't mean I'm going to stop teaching you what works and what we need to do to make it grow. I mean, what I'm telling you is correct. Implement the cycle of success and adjust it every 90 days, every 30 days on a 90-day plan. And I promise you, your income will go up. And failure to implement, that's your responsibility. It's not mine. But if you come in and say, how do you do this? And I say, well, this is how you do it. And you say, oh, I'm going to do it my way. My way doesn't work. And I'm upset with you. I'm going to look at you again and I'm going to say, do it my way because it works. I hope you're hearing me. I want y'all to be my friends. I want you to be my co-inhabitants in this world. the estate planning process is one of the hottest ideas out there right now. Nobody knows how to do it, and you know how to do the sales presentation. Now, if you don't know how to do the sales presentation, watch this video again. It's the way to do it. It won't sound like me. You won't have the same intonation, but if you follow the outline, it'll work. Let's go down to the next page. Labor Day weekend's coming up. I'm not going to do a group class on Tuesday the 5th. To be honest with you, I'm going to tell you what my Tuesday the 5th is, and the 6th. I've got closing interviews with 2 women who are married to each other. I've got a closing interview with an elderly couple, 87 and 83. And I could tell it the 83-year-old was having memory issues when they were sitting in my office. And then I'm going to go help some clients that just need some service work done. And I'm going to talk to you if you make an appointment. But I can pretty well tell you what's going on the whole month of September and the whole month of October. And November's a little bit open right now. But our next, put it on your calendar, our next meeting is going to be September 12th, 3 o'clock. Let's go to the next screen. I got something to tell you. Most of you know that Frank Divers is the owner of Estate Docs Pro, and that I'm a white label distributor of his software with my name on it, Family Estate Docs. Frank Divers is my friend. He's an attorney, and he's also good friends with the UT football coach for the University of Tennessee Volunteers. And he's coming in to watch the football game with his friend that weekend on September 28th. He called me and said, Randy, can I come talk to some of your licensees? And I said, well, if I can get them here. So he said, invite them. And he said, I will do an 8-hour training on estate planning. So he said, can you get 200 people here? And I said, no. What I do want to do is get as many of you all here as I can. Seats are going to be limited. I can probably do 35, maybe 40, but I'm going to cut it off once it gets full. And he charges $250 per person to do these things all over the country. You know, I'm paying part of his expenses to get here. I'm going to pay him to be here. And I'm not going to ask you for anything. Plus, I'm going to feed you a continental breakfast and provide lunch for you. But that's on September 28th. And if you want to be there, send me an email and say so, because if I don't get the number of people I want, then I'm going to be inviting some other people. But I'm just going to ask you, if you want to be here, let me know by September 1. And for those of you who want to spend the night, if you're coming out of town, I'm going to, in my office, I have a training facility in my office, and on September 29th from 9 o'clock to noon, I'm going to be performing and teaching the sales presentation. You won't have to do any role playing if you don't want to. I'll do the role playing. One thing I learned when I was training agents in New York Life, if an agent can see me go in and do what needed to be done, then it's okay for me to expect them to go in and do what needs to be done. But I would never tell somebody to go in and do what needs to be done if I wouldn't show them how, or go in and do it for them first. But then I would want them to do it the way I showed them. I didn't want them to do it the way I taught them. So if you want to be there September 28th and 29th, you can come for the 28th only. You can come for the 29th only if you want to. But I just need to know by September 1, and I hope you'll let me know. Lisa and I are going to take your recommendations, and I've heard every one of you, and I appreciate every one of you for telling me what you think. You didn't hurt my feelings a bit. I just appreciate your input and your knowledge on what's going on, and I just want you to know that pretty soon this thing's going to be perfect for those of you who want to do social media ads, and I've learned to respect many of you in what you say and do, and what you tell me, even if you spit in my face. So anyway, I'm going to open it for any comments or statements right now if you want it. Does anybody want to say anything?
No.
No. Huh. Okay. So if you will let me,
Randy, good job. We appreciate all the training and effort you and Lisa put in.
well, I appreciate you being here to learn what, I tell people all the time, I've got a canceled check for every mistake I've ever made in this business. And what I'm teaching you will help you avoid ever having to write those checks.
Thank you, Randy. It was a great presentation.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it.
Randy.
I just hope you'll send me some emails, Bobby. Send me another email and I'm going to introduce you to somebody I think you need to meet. So the rest of you, I hope you have a great Labor Day. By the way, I'm not going to work tomorrow or Thursday or Friday or Saturday or Sunday or Monday. Most of you don't know this, but I've had a sort of a back injury that I've had to work on a little bit. And I don't call it physical therapy. I call it the torture chamber. And I've been going to the torture chamber and been trying to work. And for the next couple of days, I'm going to go to the torture chamber and not work. So anyway, I'll be taking appointments on September 5th. But if you have an emergency between now and then, if you'll just drop me an email, I will try and help you solve it or try and answer your question. It's just time for me to take a couple of days rest. But I need to hear from you by September 1, which is, what is that, Friday? If you want to come to these classes so that I can, I'm going to fill the room up for Frank Divers. And I'd rather it be you as anybody else. So anyway, happy Labor Day, everybody. I'm out of here. Lisa, you did a great job. I love you. And I'll talk to all of you later. Okay. See you later.
Take
Bye.
care.
Bye.